Hi guys, Jonathan Chown here with JChownGolf at Crondon Park Golf Club in Essex, and today we're talking about something that a lot of you probably are thinking out there, and that is, how do I start the downswing properly? What starts the downswing? So really we're going to talk about today the complete guide on what you need to do to be able to start that downswing, what you need to feel so it does it properly, because sometimes if you do it wrong it can be disastrous for your golf swing. So we're really going to dive into that and talk about that a little bit in depth and what you can do to do it properly. So before we get into that, please make sure you like my video. It really helps my channel out a ton. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell button to be notified every time I put out a video. I put out a good 3 to 4 videos every single week of nice, simple, easy to understand golf instruction that's made for everyone, absolutely everyone. So what we need to do here, starting the downswing properly. So how do we do that? We need to, once we start that downswing, we need something in there that a lot of golfers do struggle with quite a lot, and that is shift. We need to shift. So if I'm getting up to the top of my backswing here, I need to shift. Really, that's the first big thing we see. We see this with a lot of guys out on tour. This is the kind of thing you have to wrap your mind around it. When we shift in the downswing, we see some of the best players in the world shift towards their lead side before their backswing is even completed. So a lot of golfers, top players out there and really good players in general, are starting their downswing before their backswing is even done. How mad is that? So they're getting up to the top, and just as they're getting to, let's say, shoulder width, they're getting into their left side. They're really, just as they get into that shoulder point in their backswing with their hands, they're getting into that left side, and then it's all a movement through the golf ball after that. The first thing that shifts, moves in the downswing, is getting into your lead side, whether that's your left or your right, depending on whether you're right-handed or left-handed golfer. So it's the first thing we need. We don't want to be just openly rotating from the top, because I'll give you a little sneak peek here on what that looks like. If we just openly rotate from the top, we get a classic over the top type of golf swing if we rotate too hard too early. So we want to make sure first thing that really moves is shifting into the left side. This is where you'll see some top players on tour squatting. They'll really have this type of squat because they're actually moving into their left side whilst they're doing that, moving into it, and then they turn through. You want it that be a little bit delayed with your rotation there. We want to make sure we're getting weight onto our left side, because if we're doing that properly and we're shifting weight onto that left side early, we're going to be reducing our chance of topping the golf ball, thinning the golf ball, and fattening the golf ball, because we're moving our weight forward, and then we'll be moving our low point forward as well. So a great drill for that, I'll put a card up there, will be a video that I did about fattening the golf ball. This is a brilliant drill to get yourself shifting onto that golf ball. So really shifting onto your lead side. So the first thing we really need to do is shift into that left. So for me, a right-handed golfer, that left leg, even feeling like we're doing it before we complete our backswing. So we're not saying rushing our downswing, we're not rushing the transition. We're just feeling like that pressure is going into the left leg. Lee Trevino had a great saying for this. He was saying when he would get up and he would start getting down into his downswing, what he would feel like would initiate the downswing was he would feel like he was crushing a bug underneath his left heel. Brilliant one. Crush that bug underneath that left heel. Just that feel in general gets you feeling, oh yeah, I really feel like my pressure is going left onto my lead side and it's going forward. Because we're not necessarily saying we're bumping with the hips, we're just saying we're getting pressure into that lead side early. Once we get that, then we can start to rotate and open up. Because you're going to see, just like I said, if we rotate too much early, that club gets thrown over the top. If we have, let's say, we keep the weight back there, we don't shift and we just rotate, club gets thrown over the top. Now watch me here. If I'm going to shift my weight first and then rotate, see how that club now is staying nicely behind me and it's staying nicely on path. Sequencing, that's all about sequencing. This is how we get the lower body moving first, then the upper body, then the arms, then the hands. That's how we want to do it. We want to make sure starting from the ground up. So if we hit a little one here, I'm going to really feel like here I'm getting onto that left side. Now I'm just going to do this, I'm going to show you a great drill for this as well. So I'm getting onto that left side, getting there really early. So you see there, I felt like I got that even before I completed the top of my backswing. Now that'll be, once you get quite good at doing that, that'll be a feel to do. So how we're going to do this as a drill is very similar. Remember me saying Lee Trevino with crushing that bug underneath your left foot. So what we're going to do, whether you want to do this in your golf swing or not afterwards, I'm perfectly fine if you do, because this is what we're going to do, a very old school type of move. But we're going to do it purely for a drill. If you want to do it afterwards, if you're hitting the ball, great, by all means do it. And that is, you'll see a lot of these old school players, Trevino included, like let's say Nicholas, be lifting up that left heel a little bit. As he lifts up that left heel, he's going up to the top of the backswing. But why we're going to do this is because we have to physically stamp it down to start our downswing. To stamp it down, that's a really good little drill you can do to get that weight into that left side early. Getting up to the top of the backswing and then stamping it down. Stamping it down, that's giving your weight and getting your weight forward. So again, shifting, stamping it down, feeling like there's a bug underneath your foot. That's what we want to start the downswing with. We need that shift into that left side to start off. So again, let's do one here. Stamp it down. I'm going to lift up this heel a little bit and I'm going to stamp it down. Stamp it, crush that bug underneath my left foot. Good. That's it, really just stamping down there, and you can see a couple nice divots there as well. So guys, really, I hope this is all cleared up for you on what you've got to do to start that downswing properly. We want to crush that bug, boom, underneath the lead foot. We need to shift, then rotate. We don't just open up and rotate from the top. That causes that over the top type of movement. We want to be making sure we're getting onto that left side or lead side, depending on what the right-handed or left-handed golfer, as early as we can. Like we say, there's some guys out there on tour, John Rahm being one of them, who shifts really early. On the ladies tour, Lexi Thompson really does it, really shifts early onto that lead side. So that tells you how early you can do it and how it won't negatively affect you as well. So guys, I hope you found that video helpful, and I hope now you know how to start that downswing properly. So if you liked it, please make sure you like the video again. It helps me out a ton. So as well, if you like that as well, subscribe and hit that bell button. Again, I put out 3 to 4 videos every single week of good, easy to understand golf instruction, straight to the point. Golf's hard. Let's make it easier here at JChownGolf. So let's start shifting a little bit better, a little bit earlier in the downswing, and start that downswing properly, and then let those sequences and that sequence of events happen after that.